Barry, nice of you to come down. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
We are running a stop smoking service here, and it's my job to take referrals from people like Dr. Ross. I do understand that Dr. Ross wanted you to quite seriously consider smoking because of the risk with surgery. Yeah?
That's what he says. We ran into some complications with my initial procedure on my right knee. I have to go in for a second procedure to fix it. He thinks that quitting smoking will help me recover faster and avoid future complications.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm here.
And what do you think about that?
You really want to know?
Sure, you feel free, yeah.
Want to know my take on that? That's a bunch of bullshit.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I must say that any struggles that you've had with Dr. Ross, I do appreciate them, but I've got to be professionally a little bit careful about getting involved in your consultations with Dr. Ross, because really the heart of my job is to do whatever I can to help people gather the information they need and whatever expertise and advice we can give them to look to the future, consider a quit date, and go for it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's fair.
And I'm just wondering, there's a number of pieces there to that sequence. And I'm wondering, first of all, obviously before you choose a quit date, it's most important to have a clear sense in your mind about why you might quit smoking and what the impact is on your health, and on the positive side, what the release will be like when you stop smoking and your body starts recovering. So that's quite a lot of information I'm giving you, but I'm just wondering, are you clear about the links between smoking and health?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to avoid in this day and age. It seems like the whole world's against smoking, smokers, cigarettes, tobacco.
Yes.
So yeah, I know the health risks. I'm not feeling them now, but you probably know there's risk walking across the street.
Sure, and I certainly don't have an anti-smoker attitude to smokers at all. The point is, though, that with the kind of surgery that you'll be getting, can you see what the link is between the smoking and the surgery? Because that could be the missing piece that I think, to be fair to him, Dr. Ross was hoping we could put in place, which is that the smoking places you at a bit of a risk there for the surgery. But it's not just for now that we're thinking, it's also for the future, because you could run into health problems in the future where smoking is a contributing factor, not just to the problem coming about, but efforts to solve it, like with your rugby injury there. Do you see what I mean? So it can both cause problems for people with their health, but also with anything you happen, like an accident, it can get in the way of trying to solve it. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's probably the first stage in coming to terms with an effort to quit. And we're hoping that will give you the willpower to really think about giving it a go. Do you see what I'm saying?
I can see what you're saying, and I understand that there are inherent risks in smoking.
Sure.
I've chosen to go ahead and take those because I really enjoy smoking.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And quite frankly, I can't really, from my own experience, I'm not really convinced that it was my smoking that's put me in the situation I am today. So I'm just going through the motions.
Sure, I do understand. I mean, you had an injury playing sport, which was nothing to do with smoking.
Right, exactly.
I do see that, but the smoking is now interfering with efforts to fix it. But, I'd like to just move on to this, what we call the second stage.
Okay.
Which is giving some thought to actually trying to imagine how you might quit smoking. And I'm just wondering, what do you know about the different aids that there are available to help you quit smoking, because you can certainly come back into our service and we can see you through the whole process. But what we find important is that people get a grip on the huge potential there is in aids to stopping smoking, because our most common experience with people is that it's the terror, it's like a terror of letting go their best friend. That's what a lot of smokers say. It's like the best friend, and it's sort of like the terror of letting go the best friend. And the aids are there to see people through. Do you see what I'm saying? So there is a very positive message there in the sort of second phase of our program there, that you can make it through that barrier. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do. And I know these aids are available. There's a whole cottage industry because of smoking that these aids come from. So, yeah, they're there. I know they're there. Okay. I just don't think I need them personally.
I must say that interview was hard work. It really made me feel depleted. And what we were trying to illustrate there was almost the complete absence of any of the foundations of motivational interviewing, like engagement, a capacity to guide the person, replaced instead by a conviction that what this person needs is just a sufficient amount of my expertise. Forget about warmth and acceptance and listening to him. It's expertise that does it, possibly even fear. And it felt like there was a lid on his head, and that my job was to lift the lid and try and put as much information and persuasive material into it as possible, and then put the lid down in the hope that that would motivate him. I found it exhausting, and his eyes glazed over.